Hi, thanks for joining me again. Today we're going to ask a question. What's happening at the right edge of this chart? But before we go there, let's just run through and see what's happening on the rest of the chart, put everything into context, and see if we can understand what's happening at the right edge or the live edge of the chart. Now, this stock, if I remember rightly, had been in an uptrend for quite some time. You can see that up here, prices stalled out to some degree. You probably had some selling pressure coming in, some profit taking. So I'm not sure there's anything to the left. And you can see that after a period of time, price has broken down here. It's attempted to come up and challenge the old highs. To some degree, it's formed a secondary high. There's been lots of support in here, but when you see this sort of thing happening, especially with supply in the background, which is here, or at least potential supply, you have to wonder whether the professionals are holding the market up. And then in response, price broke down. This is a breakdown bar here, and it showed an inability to recover. You can see price broke down a third time here, but then price went sideways in some form of accumulation or reaccumulation zone. You wouldn't have known that at the time, and these threatening down bars would have had you worried. But once price got above these highs here, then you would have been reconsidering your analysis and thinking that this is all a reaccumulation or accumulation. Then price pushes higher in response. And then we get to the question, what's going on here? Remembering you've got the old highs to the left. People would have been buying in here as the professionals sold to them. And they've either had to sell out for a loss as price moved lower, or they're holding to get out at break even. This zone is characterized by a pressing nature to the upside, threatening down bars, which do not see any downside follow through in response. You can see each time the next bar was an up bar. Sometimes when this happens, you'll find you'll get two down bars, but there's no substantial downside follow through in response. And the final thing that we look at is clustering of closes together. You can see here, there's three closes together. Here's three more closes together. And two level closes here. This is most likely bullish absorption taking place. If you watch Oscar's videos, who I talk about sometimes, this is Oscar's F flag. In my opinion, it's bullish absorption. And just to understand further what's going on, the market, when it wants to go past a previous level, like the highs up here, there's always going to be some resistance in there. Now, price could gap over this level and then continue higher like this. But unless there's a reason to gap, this is a very large gap, and it's difficult to get a gap that big. If price gaps like this intentionally to encourage people who are going to sell from over here to hold on with the promise of future profits. Often if you get a big announcement, you can gap this much. If the market isn't able to gap, the next best way of getting through a resistance zone like this is to grind its way through. And this is the grind, up, down, grinding its way through, slowly absorbing the supply that's drawn out at the time. And that's why bullish absorption forms. This was sort of like a complex high. It was two highs at different levels. It wasn't a simple high. And it went on for quite a period of time. So there's likely to be people stuck in here, holding on, hoping that price comes back to their level so they can get out at break even. Now finally, the response to this looks like this. You can see the bullish absorption here. Here was the highs of the range that price had to push through, and price broke clearly above the bullish absorption highs, came back, tested for strength, found the market was strong, and then accelerated higher. And the close above that little high there is showing intent. That's the market showing intent. Its intention to go higher from here. Okay, hopefully you got that right and you understood what was going on. And if not, hopefully I've clarified it for you. Now you understand what bullish absorption is and why it's used. Thanks for joining me again. I'll see you next time. See ya.